good afternoon from the Athlete Biosecure bubble at the 2020 Virgin Money London Marathon. Welcome to our second press conference. Today we welcome defending champion and world record holder Brigid Kosgei and the world champion Ruth Chepngetich, of course both from Kenya. Just to remind you, this is a socially distanced virtual press conference. Everyone here is wearing the bump technology to ensure they keep 2 meters apart, and that's why there's that separation on the top table. Before we begin, please can I mention a few housekeeping notes. Please submit your questions in the Zoom chat, and I will call upon the media to ask the questions to Bridget and Ruth. Please keep your camera on throughout, but please keep your microphone off until you're asked to ask your question, and then please turn your microphone off after that. Thank you. Bridget and Ruth, welcome to the 2020 Virgin Money London Marathon. We are delighted you're here with us. First question to Bridget. This is your first marathon since breaking the world record in Chicago with that 2 hour, 14 minutes and 4 seconds nearly a year ago. How does it feel to be back in London to defend your title?
Okay, thank you for the race organizer, ladies and gentlemen. In this room now, I am happy to being invited to this marathon again. Since last year when I ran Chicago, even last year I ran London, and I was really happy to be invited again to this London marathon. I really like London because it's a good cause, and most of the cheerers, they cheer against each other. Even if you are last, they cheer to each other, and they were happy. I like again the race organizers, cheerers. I hope I will do my best tomorrow so that it will make me to be invited again next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Bridget. And first question to Ruth. It is your first time in London as the reigning world champion. How have your preparations gone?
First, I want to thank the race organizers for inviting me to this World Major Marathon in London. I'm happy, and I'm happy to be in London, and I'm ready to compete on Sunday, and that I will try my best.
Has training gone well? Are you fit and ready to run fast?
In my training, I trained well. I'm feeling good, and I'm ready for the run on Sunday to try my best.
Thank you. So let's go out to the media now, and let's see if we can find our first question. So looking out to the chat there, I can't see a message on the chat, but if someone wants to put their hat in the ring. So as has Andy Edwards. Do you have a question, Andy? So no one's unmuted yet. I tell you what, we kicked off yesterday. I think Dave Monty. Dave, power of knowledge. So Dave, do you have a question for our elite women's top table?
Yes, good morning. I know that both of these athletes are with the same management.
But how well do they know each other? Are their families friends with each other? Do they do any training together? Do they do any of the preparation for this race together? Thank you.
Thank you, David. So, do you train together, Bridget?
No, we are not training together. It's just a different place and different camp.
Do your families know each other, Ruth?
No, we don't know it.
Do you ever see each other, Bridget, in training at different locations?
No, Ruth trained in Gong, and me I trained Elgeyo Marakwet in Kenya. Yeah.
So only in London.
Yeah.
So let's go to our next question. Again, I'm looking at the chat feed for... I throw the mic open. Is anyone there that wants to come in with a question?
Yes, I do. This is Inwata from the Olympic Channel. My first question will go to Ruth. She's no stranger to running in a loop, as she ran in an almost similar course at the World Championships in Doha. Does she feel that this gives her an advantage as she will race on Sunday in London?
So Sunday is 19 laps. Doha was a lapped championships. Do you think that will help you on Sunday?
About the laps?
Yes.
I tried that one in Doha.
Are you looking forward to lots of laps?
Yeah, it will be possible.
Bridget, are you looking forward to 19 laps?
Yeah, for me, I think it will be difficult to run in a loop, because I never been running in a loop, so I will try my best on that Sunday.
Thank you. Jonathan Galt of Let's Run.
Hi there. My question is, how much has your training, for both women, how much has your training been affected by COVID? Was there anything that you couldn't do that you normally could?
So Bridget, how has COVID-19 affected your training preparations?
During the time when they announced about that pandemic, most of us we went to settle with our family, our children, whereby you can train alone. So in 2 months now, I have been trained with a little group, my group, whereby they announced that the London Marathon will be held, so that we join together. But in some months go back, I am training alone, slowly. Yeah. So they affect most of us in Kenya due to this pandemic. Yeah.
Ruth, the same. How has it affected your training?
When this pandemic of coronavirus arrived to Kenya, we were much disappointed because our training was hindered, and everyone in Kenya we were in group, so everyone go to his home to train alone. So everyone was training in isolation alone, but towards the London being confirmed, I try to search for some base makers, and then we do some training well. Yeah.
I think we have Elias McCrory with a question.
Yeah, thank you. This is Elias from Nairobi. Question to both Ruth and Bridget. Obviously, it's a very big weekend for Kenyan athletics, because on Saturday we have the Keep Keno Classic, which is the biggest track and field meeting that Kenya has ever hosted at senior level, and a lot of athletes are already coming into Nairobi. How important do you see this meeting and Kenya hosting these big championships, especially at this time? And a quick second one to both of you. Without the crowds in London, obviously it will be a different atmosphere. How are you keeping your concentration levels high? I'm sure you're listening to some music. What are you doing in the room when you're moving around? What kind of music are you listening to? What books are you reading just to stay focused? Thank you.
So, Bridget, there is a big track and field meeting in Nairobi, the Kip Keino Classic on Saturday. Do you have a message for the athletes racing?
Me as Bridget, I want to to tell them to try their best and to see how did this pandemic affect them, how did they train, or how did their body look? Is it like the earlier on where the pandemic is not, or is just like normal? So it's good to make that a Kipchoge Classic, so to everybody to see his body, how it will be, or he have been trained well, or have not trained good, so that there will make someone to improve, to see his improvement, or how is it. Yeah.
Thank you. In the bubble, Ruth, are you listening to music? Are you reading any books?
Yes, I'm listening to some music and reading the Bible most of the time when I'm free. Yeah.
Thank you. I think we have Ian Chadband. Is Ian there, please? Ian Chadband.
Can you hear me all right?
We can now, Ian. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd just like to ask Brigid about how life has changed for her since her incredible run in Chicago. That everybody was astonished by her performance. She had a very difficult childhood growing up, and it was at hard times. Now she's been rocketed into a new league of fame and riches. How has life changed for her?
Bridget, since you broke the world record, has life changed in Kenya?
When I break the record in Chicago last year, I was feeling very happy, and it changed my training career, and it made me to be more it made me to be more it made me to be more encouraged to do a lot of training and to focus on training, so that I could try again to break that record again.
Thank you. I think we've got Evelyn Watter. Evelyn, I think you've got another question.
Yes, I have a question for both Brigid and Ruth.
I think you need to unmute.
Sorry. They're both named in the provisional squad for the Olympics for the Kenyan team to Tokyo. Will they be using this race to probably just cement their place with the selectors in Kenya when,
So Ruth, with the Olympics in 2021, are you looking on Sunday to put your name again into the Olympic team?
With the race of Sunday, this is the race they will see to select the strong team to Olympics. Yeah.
So you want to show on Sunday you are one of the strongest Kenyans?
Yes, I will try my best as I train for it.
Bridget, same question to you. Are you looking to Sunday to show your place on the Olympic team for next year?
Yeah, I will try my best in order to be selected in Olympic next year. Yeah.
Thank you. Sean Ingle. Sean, are you there?
I am indeed, thank you. I guess two questions. First of all, Brigid, a few of us were in Chicago last year and the weather was very windy. If the weather is good on Sunday, do you think you could lower your world record? And second question, Kenyan running has been under a bit of a cloud recently. I think 66 athletes are currently serving a ban. How frustrating is it for clean runners like yourself when others in your country have been banned, and perhaps do you feel it, it raises suspicions and questions, and how frustrated does that make you feel?
Bridget. Are you in world record shape?
Yeah, it's just somehow, because we did not get a group like last year, whereby we are in group together, and we just to push each other. So it's not like in Chicago, but I will try my best. Where will I be? Yeah.
Recently, some bad press for Kenya with some failed tests. As a clean athlete, is it frustrating to see that in the press?
Again. Okay. No, nobody there.
Is it difficult to see Kenya sometimes have a bad news when athletes are doing so well, like yourself?
It's very bad, and it's just a sad news to add our country, which have bad things and bad people. Yeah, it's not good.
Thank you. I think we've got another question from Elias. Elias, are you there again? Elias McCoy, are you there for your second question?
Sorry, the connection is not too good, but I hope you can hear me. Both Bridget and Ruth, we've seen in the men's race, there's a lot of focus on the new technology, the shoe technology, the Nike shoe. What shoes are you using, Ruth, and Bridget, what shoes are you using for Sunday?
For Sunday, Ruth, what shoes are you racing in?
I'm racing in a Next Percent shoe. These are the best shoes I like.
You like them?
Yeah.
Brigid?
Also like the one which Ruth will use.
Are they world record shoes?
Yeah, you know, the shoes could not run. It's someone who cannot move. It's not the shoes. Yeah, it depends the shoes which you can use it.
Thank you. Is that a second question for Ian Chadband? Ian? I think you're on mute again, Ian.
Bridget, question for Bridget. You've made such incredible strides, but I understand that after you ran in Chicago, you said you believed you could get the time down to maybe 2 hours, 10 minutes. How realistic do you think that is? Obviously, it's very unlikely to happen this weekend from what you're saying, but do you think it's a possibility?
How fast can you run the marathon? You've said 2:10, maybe. Is that a long-term goal?
You know, due to this pandemic, I cannot say I will run this and this, because most of the coronavirus affect us, so that we didn't do a lot of training enough like last year, and there earlier on before COVID-19 on April. So we just I want to try my best only on Sunday.
Thank you. Cathal, have you got a question?
Yes. Sorry, Bridget and Ruth, Bridget said that you think the person does the running more than the shoes. I'm just wondering if you think that there is an advantage over what athletes were running in 4 or 5 years ago to wearing the Next Percent shoes.
Ruth, do the shoes help you run faster, or is it you running faster?
With the shoe is comfortable. So when me personally, when I push, the shoe itself is comfortable. Yeah.
Brigid, is it you or the shoe?
It's just me who can run. Even if I give the training shoes and the body is not there, you cannot run good. So for me, it's just my body which move is not the shoes.
Thank you. I'm just seeing if we've got any more questions, but it doesn't seem like any more are coming through. So I've got a question from the 45,000 virtual runners that are all running around the world, the marathon on Sunday. What's your advice to them before they go and run a marathon?
Me, I just advise each one of them that you must be disciplined and you must be working hard. So even if you don't work hard, nothing can come easy. So you must work hard, be disciplined, and focus on your own career. If you are a runner, you can be focused on one thing. If you are maybe for example, if you are a teacher, you focus on teaching. So you cannot focus in two jobs at once. So I just tell them to be serious in every job, or be serious in everything that you're being given as a talent.
Thank you. Ruth, what is your advice to someone running their first ever marathon?
For me, I would advise them that let them to be focused, determined, and be disciplined to their choirs. Yeah.
Thank you. I think we have Sean. Sean, I think you've got another question there.
Hi there. Obviously, you're running in London, and Bridget, you broke Paula Radcliffe's record last year. I wondered whether Paula, I think, treasured that record. Did she ever say anything to you? And how gutted was she, do you think, that you finally broke that record, given she'd held it for 16 years?
Bridget, did you speak to Paula Radcliffe last year? And did she say, well done?
Yeah, I speak with her. She said, well done, but maybe I've seen he was not happy because our record is gone. He's just say it's good. You have did the best, but in my own way, I've seen he was not happy because the record is gone. Yeah.
Thank you. Cathal, I think you've got another question there.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask both athletes how your training was on the build-up. What sort of kilometers per week was typical amount, and whereabouts in Kenya you were training?
So Ruth, where in Kenya do you train, and how much kilometers or miles in a week do you run?
In Kenya, I'm training in Ngong Hills, near Nairobi. And in a week, around 160 to 170 kilometers per week. Yeah.
Thank you. Brigid?
Me, I train in Capsite camp, and I train in Capsite camp, and my kilometer per week is just 190, 180 there. Yeah, it depends the workout which we have did. Yeah.
I like how you say just the 180, 190 kilometers. Question from Sonia Twig.
Hi, I was just wondering if the lack of crowd makes a difference to you as runners, or if you block it off normally anyway.
So Brigid, last year, thousands of people on the streets. This year, racing in a closed road with limited or few spectators. How will that be with no crowds?
I will appreciate, because it's not someone, because of that pandemic which affect most of people in the wall, so we must be social distance. Due to that, we did not affected by that virus, so we must keep a distance. So that's why we make a little crowd, which they cheer us during on that 4th.
And Ruth, same question to you. No crowds on Sunday. Will that be different? Will that change how you run?
In that one, it will not change too much because people are cheering us on TVs. Some are little too far, so it will not affect so much. We are there in spirit. Yeah.
Will friends and family be watching on TV?
Yes.
The whole of Kenya will be watching on TV, I'm sure. Question again from David Monty.
This question is for Bridget. I've been to Capsite, and could you tell the other people on the call what it's like there and how remote it is and how high up it is? And do you regularly run up the long hill for training where you drive to the bottom and then run up to the top? Thank you.
How is your hometown for training? And David was asking, do you run the long hill as part of training?
In Capsite area, the altitude is up to 3,000 or 27, 28. Maybe 32 sometimes. When the altitude is higher, is 32 meters above the sea level. So it depends on Sunday how will it be. Yeah. And in town, in my town, is different. The altitude is different. Like Eldoret is just different with the way I trained.
Thank you. Elias, I think you have another question.
Yes, thank you. Brigid, of course, the training has been very different in Kenya because at some point the camps were closed by the Ministry of Health. And so even your camp in Kapsait was closed and then it was opened, you started training. And then you went to Brussels for the Diamond League, attacking the 1,000 meters record. Of course, a lot of pressure then. Sifan Hassan won, and you were disqualified for a small, problem on the leg. How is your body? Are you feeling 100% ready after, lacking group training and also pushing yourself in Brussels? How is your body feeling compared to how you are feeling before Chicago?
So, Brigid, from Brussels, how is your body recovered? Are you okay?
I was okay because when I go to Brussels, I just want to try if I can chase the track and field like Sivan. I try my best, but I didn't make a step on the line because I didn't know if you step on the line it will be disqualified. So I just went there to look for a speed only. Yeah.
Ian Chadband, are you there again, Ian?
Hi, Bridget. Just another one. I just want to know how. I mean, you had twins when you were very young. I just wondered how you managed to combine your career while looking after your young children.
How has it been a mother and a world record holder? It's difficult because sometimes I just take a break and go to greet my children. Sometimes I just call them through phones so that they cannot miss me, because when I move like 1 week they miss me a lot. So I just communicate with them to make them happy. Sometimes I visit them. Yeah.
Are they proud of you?
Yeah, they were proud of me.
Will they be runners in the future?
Maybe they will be runners because they were still younger. Maybe after they finish their education, maybe they could admire to be a runner like me.
Thank you. So I think that concludes our Elite Women's press conference. A big thank you to Brigid and to Ruth. We wish you the very best for the 40th race in the 2020 Virgin Money London Marathon. We'll be back tomorrow at 11 o'clock for the British Runners press conference. Thank you.